Benvenuti! Welcome to 500 useful phrases in Italian. So we have already seen 200 sentences. The first 100 related to traveling. The second 100 were related to business. So today we're gonna talk about restaurants. So we're gonna do 100 phrases for restaurants. 100 frasi per I ristoranti. We all know that Italian food is worldwide known because it's very good, so these sentences could be pretty useful if you're visiting Italy or maybe if you're going to an Italian restaurant. So without further hesitation, let's get started. The first sentence is, where am I? Dove sono? Where is dove? I always advise you to repeat the sentences right after me because that's how you practice the pronunciation and that's how you really help to memorize these sentences. I'm at the restaurant. Sono al ristorante. Sono al ristorante. I remind you that in Italian, when we're talking, we do not use subject. So, sono corresponds to am. Okay? I'm at the bar. Sono al bar. I'm at the cafe. Sono alla caffetteria. Lots of doubles in this word. So we actually use caffetteria only, for the small cafe that maybe you have in a company within a building. Okay? If you're going to a cafe that is like along the street, that would be more a bar. Okay? I'd like to make a reservation for number, people. Vorrei prenotare un tavolo per persone. This sentence literally means I like to book a table for number, people. Okay? Vorrei prenotare un tavolo per persone. For example, vorrei prenotare un tavolo per 4 persone. Under whose name? A che nome? A che nome? So you see, like, all these sentences we're doing together are both sentences that you will have to say, but they are also sentences that you're gonna hear. So it's very important that you can understand them in order to reply. Could I sit at the bar? Posso sedermi al bar? Posso sedermi al bar? Can I have a menu, please? Posso avere un menù, per favore? We had already seen please, per favore. What is the typical food of this region? Qual è il piatto tipico di questa regione? Qual è il piatto tipico di questa regione? And this is a very important question because I don't know if you know it, but each region in Italy has some typical food. So if you're traveling across Italy, it's a very interesting experience to try the local food. What do you recommend? Cosa mi consiglia? Cosa mi consiglia? I'm vegetarian. Sono vegetariano. Here you do have two options because one is an option for a man. If you're a woman, you would say vegetariana. Because I remind you that in Italian, the adjectives need to match with the gender of the noun or the person that is the subject. Okay? Sono vegetariano, man. Sono vegetariana, woman. I'm vegan. Same thing here. A man would say sono vegano. A woman would say sono vegana. Do you have any vegetarian options? Avete delle opzioni vegetariane? Opzioni could be a difficult word to pronounce. Opzioni. I'm allergic to. Here, once again, we have the two options. So a man would say sono allergico a. A woman would say sono allergica a. Okay? Then, I don't eat something. Non mangio something. Okay? When you have to do a negative sentence, in Italian it's pretty easy. The only thing you need to do is to place non before the verb. One moment, please. Un momento, per favore. Un momento, per favore. We need more time to decide. Abbiamo bisogno di qualche altro minuto per decidere. A long sentence. Abbiamo bisogno di qualche altro minuto per decidere. It literally means we need some other minute to decide. We're ready to order. Siamo pronti per ordinare. We're ready. Siamo pronti. Well done. Ben cotto. Ben cotto. Rare. Poco cotto. The opposite. Can you give me something? Può darmi something? What is the dish of the day? Qual è il piatto del giorno? Qual è il piatto del giorno? Is there a house specialty? C'è una specialità della casa? C'è una specialità della casa? What's in the dish? Cosa c'è nel piatto? Cosa c'è nel piatto? What is included? Cosa è incluso? We have seen several times this cosa. Cosa can mean both what, but also thing, okay? We have already seen several times this cosa. Cosa can mean both what and thing. Of course, it depends on the context. Does it come with salad? È abbinato ad un'insalata? Salad is insalata. What is the soup of the day? Qual è la zuppa del giorno? Soup is zuppa. What would you like to eat? Here we do have two options because maybe you're all alone in the restaurant, or maybe there are two people, you are a group of 5, a 10, I don't know. So in case you are all alone at your table, then the waiter is going to ask you, cosa desidera mangiare? If there are several people at your table, then the waiter will ask, cosa desiderate mangiare? Okay? Then, what would you like to drink? Same thing here. If you are all alone, cosa desidera da bere? To drink, da bere. If there are several people at the table, cosa desiderate da bere? Are you all ready to order? Siete pronti per ordinare? What would you like to order? Cosa volete ordinare? Cosa volete ordinare? What do you want? Here, once again, if you're all alone, cosa desidera? If there are several people, cosa desiderate? It's all a matter of different conjugation. So as I have already mentioned, we focus on conjugation with the course about Italian grammar, Italian for beginners. I'm sorry, we don't have something. Mi dispiace, non abbiamo something. I'm sorry, as we have already seen, is mi dispiace. How is everything? Come va? Come va? Is everything okay? Tutto bene? This is very common. Tutto bene? Enjoy your meal. This is super common as well. Buon appetito. And that's the thing that you say to the other people at your table before starting to eat. Buon appetito. It was delicious. Era delizioso. Era delizioso. This isn't what I ordered. Non è ciò che ho ordinato. non è ciò che ho ordinato. No, thank you, I'm full. No, grazie, sono pieno. Here you see the two options. Once again, this is the sentence that would be used by a man. If it's a woman talking, then the sentence would be no, grazie, sono piena. Ok? Do you have a to-go box? Ha una confezione da asporto? Ha una confezione da asporto? To go is da asporto. Is the tip included? La mancia è inclusa? La mancia is the tip. Just to let you know, in general, in Italy, the tip is never included. Okay, so it's not mandatory. So it's really up to you to leave a tip or not. But as always, it's always appreciated. We pay together. Paghiamo tutto insieme. Paghiamo tutto insieme. We pay separately. Paghiamo separati. Paghiamo separati. Debit or credit? Carta di credito o debito? Carta di credito o debito? Cash. In contanti. In contanti. The bill, please. Il conto, per favore. Il conto, the bill. Per favore. I want white wine. Vorrei del vino bianco. So in Italian we always say I'd like because it's more polite. Vorrei. I want red wine. Vorrei del vino rosso. She wants a beer. Vorrebbe una birra. She'd like a beer. He wants water. Vorrebbe dell'acqua. He would like some water. What are the desserts? Cosa avete come dessert? And this sentence literally means what do you have for dessert? Okay? We have fettuccine with meat sauce. This is not a dessert, of course. Abbiamo delle fettuccine al ragù. It's super good, too. We have grilled meat. Abbiamo della carne alla griglia. So grilled is alla griglia. This sound, gli, is always a little bit hard to pronounce, but I'm sure you can do it. I prefer to eat fried chicken. Preferisco mangiare il pollo fritto. Preferisco mangiare il pollo fritto. Fried chicken. Chicken is pollo, fritto is fried. The soup of the day is cream of mushroom. La zuppa del giorno è una vellutata di funghi. Mushroom is funghi. Then, could we have bread with butter? Possiamo avere del pane con il burro? Possiamo avere del pane, bread, con il burro? With butter? Perfect. Can you bring me another fork? No, now let's move to cutlery. Può portarmi un'altra forchetta? Può portarmi un'altra forchetta? Same question, but here we're talking about a knife. Può portarmi un altro coltello? And how about the same question but with a spoon? Può portarmi un altro cucchiaio? Great. So, can you bring me another napkin or serviette? Può portarmi un altro tovagliolo? This word can be difficult. Tovagliolo. Can you bring me some avocado? Può portarmi dell'avocado? But just to let you know, the avocado is not really common in Italy, and normally you can have it with some fish, as salmon. but otherwise it's not really common. Può portarmi dell'avocado? Pardon or excuse me, for example, if you want to get the attention from the waiter. Mi scusi. Mi scusi. Anything else? Altro? Altro? Can I take the plate? Posso prendere il piatto? Have you finished? Avete finito? Avete finito? Awesome. Do you want dessert? Gradite un dessert? We have already seen this word before, but there is also an alternative. You can also say dolce, okay? Gradite un dessert or gradite un dolce? It's the same. Do you have panna cotta with chocolate? Avete la panna cotta al cioccolato? It's a very good dessert. Do you have apple cake? Avete la torta di mele? Avete la torta cake di mele? Apples? There is a hair in my plate. Unpleasant situation. C'è un pelo nel mio piatto. C'è un pelo nel mio piatto. Hair is pelo. The coffee is very hot. Il caffè è molto caldo. Il caffè è molto caldo. My pork is cold. Il mio maiale è freddo. So, hot is caldo and cold is freddo. It can be tricky, as it's tricky for the Italians, for example, when we are learning hot and cold, because when we see cold, we immediately think about caldo, but actually it's the opposite. Okay, my steak is raw, la mia bistecca è cruda. Bistecca is steak, raw is cruda. The broccoli is undercooked. I broccoli sono poco cotti. So as you might notice, in Italian, broccoli is always plural. I broccoli sono poco cotti. There are just a few situations where you actually use the singular form of the noun. Undercooked, poco cotti. My prawns are overcooked, so the opposite situation. I miei gamberi sono troppo cotti. So, undercooked, poco cotti, overcooked, troppo cotti. Can I have a soda with ice? Posso avere una bibita con ghiaccio? With ice, con ghiaccio. Is there a breakfast menu? C'è un menù per la colazione? Breakfast is colazione. Let's see another possibility. Is there a lunch menu? C'è un menù per il pranzo? Lunch, pranzo. Third option. Is there a daily menu? C'è un menù del giorno? Fourth option. Is there a dinner menu? C'è un menù per la cena? Dinner, cena. Great. Is there a dessert menu? C'è un menù dei dolci? But, as we have already said, you could also say c'è un menù dei dessert. It's the same. Pass me the salt. Passami il sale. Passami il sale. Do you accept cards? Accettate il pagamento con carta? Accettate il pagamento con carta? And as I have already said in one of the previous lessons, this is a very important question because the cards are not accepted everywhere in Italy. Of course, the biggest restaurants always accept cards, but for example, if you are in a village, it's not that obvious. Okay, so I always advise to have some cash with you, just in case. For him or her, so for him is per lui. For her, per lei. We're going to share. Dividiamo. Dividiamo. Everything is delicious. È tutto ottimo. È tutto ottimo. Can you give us another minute, please? Ci può dare un altro minuto, per favore? Ci può dare un altro minuto, per favore? Can you repeat it, please? Può ripetere, per favore? Può ripetere, per favore? Never feel ashamed to ask someone to repeat something, okay? It's totally okay, it's totally fine. Can you say that more slowly, please? Può dirlo più lentamente, per favore? Può dirlo più lentamente, per favore? Sparkling water, acqua frizzante. Acqua frizzante. Does it have cheese? C'è il formaggio? Formaggio is cheese. Does it have meat? C'è della carne? That could be a useful question if you're vegan or a vegetarian. Does it have nuts? This is more important if you're allergic to something, okay? Ci sono delle noci? For example, nuts, noci. Is it spicy? È piccante? È piccante? Is it sweet? È dolce? È dolce? Is it bitter? Here we have two options because once again, as we have said before, the adjective needs to match with the gender of the noun that it refers to. So for example, if we're talking about a food that is a masculine word, then you would say è amaro. If the food is a feminine word, it would be è amara. But in any case, don't worry too much about it. Everyone will understand even if you pick the wrong form of the adjective, okay? The most important thing is to communicate. Is it sour? Here is the same thing as before. So we have the masculine form of the adjective, è acido, and the feminine one, è acida. Great. Coffee with milk for me. Per me, caffè latte. So we have a word that corresponds to coffee with milk, caffè latte. Very common. Pizza with vegetables for her. Per lei, una pizza alle verdure. Literally, for her, a pizza with vegetables. Verdure, vegetables. Then, a mojito without alcohol, please. Un mojito analcolico, per favore. So every time you see this word, analcolico, that means without alcohol. If you read or listen or hear to alcolico, that means that there is some alcohol, okay? And finally, the last sentence, carbonara without meat, please. So here we have two options, but it's seriously just a regional difference because carbonara is a very specific dish, and in some region, the meat that it's used changes. So you can say carbonara senza pancetta, per favore. But if you are in Rome, it's better if you say carbonara senza guanciale, per favore. Everyone will admire you if you say so, because it's very specific. Okay? Great. Awesome. So congratulations. Congratulazioni. Avete appena terminato questa lezione. You have just finished this lesson. So these sentences were our 300th sentences in Italian, and I really hope that these sentences will be useful during your travels, or maybe when you're visiting someone or you're going to an Italian restaurant. So I'm looking forward to starting a new lesson, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being with me, and see you soon. Ciao!